Drivers took the battle to Road Atlanta for some of the best action Formula Drift has seen. Competing at night added an extra challenge to the mix. It came down to Chris Forsberg and Darren McNamara. They were so evenly matched that judges called for a one more time. In the second set of runs, Forsberg doesn't give McNamara an inch of breathing room. Chris Forsberg wins stop 2 on the Formula Drift Series. Now the championship moves on to Wall, New Jersey, where drivers may need a bit of luck and a lot of skill to take the win. This is the third stop, and the top drivers have to make their mark here if they hope to take home the overall victory. The action is just ahead on Formula Drift.
We make
everybody, and welcome to round 3 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship here at Wall Speedway in Wall Township, New Jersey. I'm Jared Deanna, and I'm joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Ryan Sage. Now, Ryan, we are coming out of round 2 as what I like to call the best drift event ever. Wow. Atlanta fans were raging, the driving was there, just overall a spectacular event. Then we show up in New Jersey, and it's Wall Pond, not Wall Speedway. But the track is dry now, top 32. Mind-blowing.
Well, if you're a driver, you either love this track or you hate this track. There's crazy transitions, banked walls, it's just nuts. And two guys that are hating it right now, Ryan Turk and Tanner Faust. Tanner Faust not even able to make it into the round of 32, and Ryan Turk getting taken out by a surging June Mang in one of the most exciting top 32 battles I've seen in a long time. Unbelievable.
You know what? We have the making of a great event. The fans are here, the cars are here, the track is dry. Will New Jersey beat Atlanta as the best drift event ever? We're going to find out shortly.
In Formula Drift, there are 3 judges officiating elements in the sport. The criteria is based on speed, angle, line, and style or impact. This competition is a dogfight with competitors trying to outdo, outperform, and outmaneuver the other driver to show dominance in each of the successive laps. Both drivers get a chance to lead with the highest qualifier leading first. After 2 runs, the judges will pick the dominant driver. Judges can also call for a one more time if the runs are too close. Either way, majority rules, and whoever has the most votes moves on to the next round. The track at Wall, New Jersey is a unique course that sits inside a bowl with banked walls dubbed the Gauntlet. Drivers will start off on a bank and blast down the straightaway, accelerating as quickly as they can. They hit 3rd gear before they snap the car using an e-brake or clutch kick initiation. Drivers will immediately be drawn into the bank and try to stay as high as they can, almost scraping the metal guardrail towards outside clipping point number 1. As soon as the drivers pass the clip, they move off the wall and attempt to negotiate the harsh transition onto flat ground and the first inside clipping point. From there, it's the beginning of a huge figure 8, where drivers will challenge their skill level to find the right line and maximum angle as they swing through each aspect of the figure 8 and hit the subsequent clipping points. Finally, drivers will smash the throttle after the last turn and pull through the finish line. Drivers took to the course for the round of 16. In the first battle, Ken Gucci had the easy win after Ross Petty's car broke in the first run. Next, Taka Aono and Pat Mordaunt faced off, and they had to go one more time. Taka ended up moving on after Pat spun in his lead run. Darren McNamara wins his heat after Ryuji Miki straightens while chasing. Tony Braccoiapa lost his drift in one run and wrecked into a wall the next, giving the win to Samuel Hubinet. Tyler McQuarrie just barely edged out Kenji Yamanaka in their one more time battle. Justin Pollock took a new Mazda RX-8 to battle for the first time and looked good, but Chris Forsberg just had a better chase run. Reese Millen and Robbie Nishida had 2 phenomenal runs and had to go again. Then the Hyundai had mechanical issues, giving Nishida the win. In the last heat, Vaughn Gittin Jr. was up against June Mang. June got too close and straightened in his chase run. He tried to make it up, but Vaughn stuck with him and takes the last spot, moving us into the Grade 8. Ryan and Jared have the call.
So here we go, Jared. Gushi and Aono. Gushi up on the top line, the higher qualifier for the day. And Taka Aono having a great Atlanta event and again making it out for round 3 here, Jared.
You can see Ken Gushi with a big smile underneath his helmet. This should be a great battle here. Look at how steep this bank is here as Gushi initiates into the small wall stadium here, 52 miles an hour.
And that RSR Scion team making some great adjustments to that car. Nice transition by Ken Gushi. Aono not far behind, but right now Ken Gushi looking like he has an advantage here as they go wide into that bank.
Ken Gushi sweeping around here, looking as they come across the crossover here in the latter part of the figure 8 here at Wall Stadium, maintaining a great amount of drift. A little correction there at the end. Not the best run we're going to see so far today, but a solid one nonetheless.
Ken Gushi looking superior there in that first run. Taka Aono just a little bit lower on the bank and lacking the angle as they move over into this last part of the oval here. You can see Ken Gushi surging towards the end.
Well, here's the second run of this heat between Gushi and Aono, and the judges are looking for these guys to essentially ride that wall on that first initiation. Look at that, Taka with a feint entry. It's the pre-turn before they drift.
Right now, no one knows who has the advantage as we hit 49.9 miles per hour coming off the bank, and Ken Gushi right on the back bumper of Taka Aono.
Ken Gushi sweating Aono right there in the transition, which is a critical part of the track. Look at this, Taka Aono, Gushi doing battle door to door as they come across the transition. Look at that, close.
And Ken Gushi doing a great job to avoid a hit right there, but now taking a little bit of a risk coming inside as Taka Aono goes wide as we get towards the finish line.
Oh, and look at this in the latter part of the run. Gushi and Aono have contact. You can see here in the replay, Gushi give him just enough room to transition. And here in the last part of the track, Gushi and Aono make contact. Taka loses drift. Gushi hits him. And here's the judge's verdict. The Goosh gets the win.
Formula Drift is brought to you by Falken Tires and by Mazda. On any given weekend, there are more Mazdas road raced than any other brand. Welcome back to Formula Drift's Top 3, Wall, New Jersey. 1 heat down, 3 to go in the top 8. Now back to the action.
And moving right along the second heat in the grade 8, Jared, and if you find yourself lined up against Darren McNamara or Stanley Hubinette, you find yourself in some trouble. But when they're together, you can expect some fireworks. So here we go.
D-Mac seems like he's finally got that Saturn Sky tuned, and Mr. Drift You Later, Sam Hubinette, he's going to be applying some pressure here.
Critical section of the point as we get off that transition right there. Got to have the suspension tuned up, and as you see, Stanley Hubinette falling behind a little bit, Darren McNamara, and now catching up as we get over to the transition.
It is called the Saturn Sky, and he's creating a cloud of smoke. Look at this, Darren McNamara pulling away from all 10 cylinders of Stanley Hubinette.
Stanley Hubinette fighting for this last little surge here, and now getting up on the back bumper of Darren McNamara.
Darren McNamara's car looks to be on fire. It's not on fire, but he is on fire as a pilot behind that wheel. You can see him nice and high on the bank, a lot higher than Sammy Hubinette. And here in the latter part of the track, creating some separation, and then Sam tries to reel him in. The second run of this heat, Darren McNamara, Sammy Hubinette. Let's see how well initiating is Samuel Hubinette.
Nice job by Hubinette. Now he's a lot higher on the bank, but McNamara right up against Stanley Hubinette.
Giving him just enough room. Paper-thin gap there between Sam Hubinette and Darren McNamara.
Darren McNamara, talk about having your car dialed and the skills to be a driver.
Whoa! Look at this as they come across the X in the figure 8. Was there any contact? You could barely see it.
Darren McNamara showing his speed and the grip of that car while in drift and right up against side of Stanley Hubinette. Wow.
Darren McNamara basically riding shotgun with Sam Hubinette. Here we are riding on the hood of D-Mac Saturn Sky. Look at this door-to-door action. This is Formula Drift at its finest, Ryan. Oh, man. Let's go to the judges. Here we have it. Ernie Fixer says one more time. Tony Angelo says D-Mac, and Andy N says D-Mac. Darren McNamara gets the win.
Well, here we go, Jared. The third heat in the grade 8, and this is going to be a great one. Tyler McQuarrie going up against Chris Forsberg.
This is the first run of their heat. Both V8, both 350Z convertibles.
Little bit of loss of traction right there. Gravity taking its place, and here we go. Tyler McQuarrie, nice transition in, and Forsberg right there. McQuarrie nice and high on the bank, and Forsberg trying to make up ground as we get back to this tough transition.
Look at this locomotive of a Falken Tires 350Z. It looks like a choo-choo train out there. 50.6 miles per hour off the bank.
And a little bit of a flub coming off the transition by Chris Forsberg, and now he is losing ground to McQuarrie, who's putting up a billowing amount of smoke as we get towards the last part of this run.
You got to take into account around, that's got to affect the drivers. I mean, if you have that much smoke in your face, it's going to affect your driving. You can't see anything.
Well, absolutely. Visibility is key. And see right here, you see Forsberg not as deep with the angle as